morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Every leader has a journey. And with the leaders speak, I'm trying to get to know their journey. What are the hurdles they have faced and how they are trying to overcome them? And how exactly their day looks like being an entrepreneur. The things that we can learn from them. And I would like to thank you all for joining us today for the Leaders Speak. It's a pleasure to welcome you all here. And we have a very special guest with us today. He is Pawan Desai. He's currently a co-founder and CEO at MitKat Advisory Services. He's an IVLP fellow. He has served in the Indian Navy, specializing in the submarine operations. Previously, he was a key member of the Mahindra Group, specializing in cybersecurity. He's also the advisor for AllMiles. He's a visiting faculty at multiple places. He's also on the advisory board of Veteran Assistant Program for Women in Cybersecurity in India in Armed Forces. Thank you so much, Pawan, for joining me today. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you very much for calling me. Thanks, Wanda. You're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you so much, Pawan. We would really love to know about how exactly you started your venture.
I think thanks a lot for, I get that question a lot, that how did you start? I think the ideas are always there. I think every person I talk to, everybody we speak to, always have somewhere in back of their head that they want to do something of their own. It's just I think the right time and right place. It's just all about that. So I think the way it started for me was, I think it's just a juncture which came in my life where I just took a decision. I think the good part was I didn't give a lot of thought like a lot of people do about how to jump into the entrepreneurship kind of thing. If I would given a lot of thoughts, I may not have actually jumped into that. So the good part was I didn't give a lot of thought and just said that, let me just try it. I can always come back. I think with the kind of work I had done in cybersecurity and in a lot of areas of that for so many years, I always thought that I can always come back and join the corporate world. But I think that was the driver that let me do something of my own, and with right time, right place, and very importantly, the right partner. Things started, and it has not been a journey to, it has been a great journey till date, and never had to look back on that at all. So I think that's a very short way I started, by thinking less about how to start.
Yeah, but I'm sure there are a lot of things that go behind the scenes. There are a lot of work that you have to do. There are different things that come your way. As being a CEO, being a co-founder, you have to do a lot of things and you have to wear multiple hats. So how do you balance all of that, and how does your day look like?
I think that's a great question. I think I am still figuring out after 10 years also that how my day looks like. But I think I like to take you back to, I think 6-7 years back. I think I was one day driving on a beautiful Mumbai-Pune highway. I think I was sitting on back of my car, and there was a big hoarding which was there. There was a statement which was written in that. I still don't know what company it was, what was the advertisement about. That was one statement which has stuck it has created a huge impact in my life today. It stated that, are you running your business, or is your business running you? It's a very simple statement, but when the more you think about it, actually you realize, is your business running you? So is business driving you, or are you driving the business? So are you really in control? And if you really talk to a lot of business owners and this thing, they are always in a firefight mode. They are not driving the business. The business is actually driving them. And that every time I think about it, every time it gives a different meaning to me. And I took actually conscious effort to actually start driving my business. So I fail most of the times, but I still like to start doing that. I will drive the business. I will not let the business drive me. And it has changed a lot of things for me, the way I operate. I think if you ask me a typical day, I will not say exactly how do I'm not a great there are a lot of people who plan that at 9 o'clock we'll do, at 10 o'clock we'll do, to the minutes also they plan. I don't believe in that kind of planning. I divide my day into, I think, 3-4 bracket boxes of that. One is a essential part that maybe 15-20% of my time I should take on doing these are my key things for a day. 1, 2, 3, not more than 3 activities. Otherwise, you can't focus on this. These are my important activities which I need to do. It happens many of the times that I'm not able to fulfill that, but I still try to make mental note or sometimes even physical note that this is what I need to achieve today. Then there is a big chunk of 30-40% of my time, maybe almost 2-3-4 hours or whatever days of working you count as. It is a very flexible thing. Actually, it flows. It flows with the way things are moving. I really don't plan. Actually, I have almost half a day, which is not planned at all, because that gives me an opportunity actually to think about new things, do new things. If my plan is every hour, every half an hour, if there are meetings and I'm fixed to things, you can't plan. You cannot think about new things. So actually, almost half a day I give it for new things to be done. What new things can be done? Just pick up a phone and just scroll down and just call someone which I have not spoken to last 6 months, 1 year, or something. Just speak to people, just write mails to some new people. So it is not a planned activity. And I have realized so much new things and so much of opportunities comes from that, which cannot come from a boxed thinking. So that is my second box. Third box is I'm a huge believer, I think huge fan, I will not say believer, huge fan of social media, especially in our business line or LinkedIn. On that, I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. And a lot of people say, as a CEO, how do you get time to spend a lot of time? I said, that is my job. If I have to connect with people, I cannot just go and connect and say, this is my product, this is my service, take it. I have to be genuinely interested in them. I have to know about them. I have to see how their journey, I have to know where their birthday is, when they got promoted, what posts are they doing. Unless I know them, I cannot actually create a rapport. So I almost 20-30% of my day goes on social media. People say social media is a waste of time. I feel it's a great business. You learn a lot. You can actually connect with a lot of people on that. And it's just a great platform to actually build up your rapport with people, because I think, and then you have to be genuine and consistent. You cannot fake. You cannot do 20 postings in a day and for 6 months you are not doing anything. You have to be consistent every day, time and again. I think that's where the value comes, and that I have found a lot. It has been really helpful on that. So I spend a lot of time on that. And fourth part is about learning and reading. Maybe you read books or physical. A lot of people my age, I think, still likes to read physical books. But yes, nowadays it is you can have ebooks or a lot of articles. Almost spend 10-20% of my time on these activities, because that is important. You cannot be bogged down with answering mails, which is there. Then you are not doing the role what you have on that thing. So that's how a typical day goes. Yes, it may not go most of the days as planned, but I think there is no regret at end of the day for a lot of new things which happens, or a lot of new learnings which, or a lot of new connects which comes. I think that's maybe my answer for how my day looked like.
On the same lines, if there are 3 advices that you need to give to your mentees or the people who are learning from you, what would those advices would be? Because especially the new entrepreneurs, this time is very, very crucial. There are so many things which are happening around, and they want to come up with their own venture. And it feels that it might not go, it might go. What are the things that they need to they need to keep in mind when they are coming up with this?
I think there is no right or a wrong time for starting a venture. I think you can do whatever analysis you want to do, whatever. The day you jump into the water, that is the day you learn swimming. Otherwise, it's all theory. So there is never a right time to get into entrepreneurship. And this is I always say, I think tomorrow is the greatest day to start your entrepreneurship journey. You should start. I think it doesn't really matter, because the learnings which you are going to get is when you jump into the water. Otherwise, it's nothing happens. So I think first thing is always good to start if you want to really start. But there is a caveat. Entrepreneurship is not about everyone. This is not for everyone. So everybody should not try it. It's a very, very personal thing. You cannot define a person that this is an entrepreneur and this is not an. There is no definition by that. But it has to really call you. It is not something which you are doing because of a peer pressure. It has to really call you. Then only you should do it. Otherwise, you should not do it. And there is nothing wrong. Everybody should not become an entrepreneur. This is not for everyone, because you will be miserable. That's I can assure you that. So if you are not 100% or 120% it or 200% it, you are going to be miserable. So it should not be done. So I think my 3 advices, first is to all the youngsters, not only for entrepreneurship or this thing, is first is do something which you are interested in, not what is interesting. Again, this statement which stuck to me, I think there are a lot of things interesting to us. So I like cybersecurity. So should I do that? No. Am I interested in really? Am I genuinely interested in that? And that only you can say. Nobody else can do that for no career counselor, or nobody can tell you that, or a coach cannot do that. That is very, very personal. So do something which you are interested. Why it is important is because if you are interested in something, then you will do well, irrespective of whichever domain you are in. And it is not linked to what you have studied. It is nothing to do with that at all. I'll take my example. I am running a startup company, which is now more than 10 years old. I still like to call it as a startup only. I am doing work in intelligence, security, and cybersecurity. I am a BE metallurgy. I have done my specialization in marine engineering. It has nothing to do with what I'm doing today, but I love my job. What I'm doing today is I love every day of what I do, because I'm interested in this. Interesting, there are a lot of things interesting in this world. So I think you have to be 100% liking that thing. Well, that is one thing. Second, I think, do not accept mediocrity. Very, very important, because mediocrity is a short way to kill your venture. Anybody you take, any partners you take, and you have to give 120% of your this thing. Mediocrity will kill the culture, and culture is the most important. And that is where I have seen a lot of startups have failed. I did a startup because I wanted a lot of time for myself. That is not the reason. That is not a great reason, because if you are running a startup, you are not going to have time of for yourself. But if you have people around you who are really up for that cause, they really love what they do, that is where the success is going to come. So do not accept mediocrity. Do not work with people who are mediocre and they are just passing their time. Do not do that. Have everybody around you who really want to make a difference, and they are genuinely interested in the cause. I think that is the second thing. And third is, your work do not define you. A lot of times we get focused, and a lot of the times I ask, tell me something about you. They say, I'm a graphic designer, I'm a cybersecurity professional. That is not what you are. You're a person. You are much more than your work. And that is what is, I think that is what is your definition. And that is what is important to be known for. Yes, your skills are important, but that is not the only thing what you are on that thing. So it is more about the other things which are important about you as well. And that is what in our life and in the maybe running around from Monday to Friday kind of a thing, nowadays Monday to Sunday, I think Saturday, Sunday has gone in today's environment. So we should not forget about that. We should be defined as a person, overall person doing a lot of other things other than work. And that is what we should be defining ourselves. I think that if we keep these three things in mind, I think people will surely be successful. I think there is no answer for how to be successful, but I think these things have helped me, maybe to whatever success I have achieved in my life.
I totally agree with you. Without passion, there's nothing that can be achieved. It'll be like you want to run a rat race and you just want to be doing what others are doing. And it has to actually call you. If it doesn't call you, that means it's not for you.
It's not for you, absolutely. And then you should realize that's fast. And if you want to fail fast. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong in failing. I think a lot of people have a taboo. I failed. I don't think so. It's a wrong thing.
Yeah, totally. And now we all are working in an agile way. So yeah, I think that's important to
Yeah,
understand. Yeah, thank you so much, Pawan, for joining me today and sharing wonderful insights with me. It was such a
Thank
pleasure.
you very much. Thank you very much, Manda. And keep up the good work. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.